These people are very rare. They have always been there and always will be. They live on different continents and pray to different gods. But they all have abilities that are beyond explanation. Their words are prophetic. Their undertakings sometimes contradict the laws of physics. Our project is about them, the mysterious chosen ones, the people of knowledge.
Bali. This island in the Indian Ocean seems to be a tropical paradise on Earth. It is a country dominated by volcanoes and mountain lakes that feed the surrounding villages and rice fields. But few people know that next to the visible and tangible world, that there is a world quite different, the mystical Bali. An invisible world haunted by gods, the creators, and as well by demons, the destructors, spirits of death. Since the dawn of time, stone temples have been erected in honor of demons as well as gods. Offerings and exuberant ceremonies are held in their honor. From generation, day after day. The Balinese believe that the spirits of light and darkness accompany each person every day of their life. One's destiny depends on which spirits a person sides with and worships.
We believe in reincarnation. That's why one should live each life according to the laws of karma, behaving in such a way that he or she can be rewarded for those actions in the future, not making the demons or the gods angry.
The Balinese retained a pagan belief in the people of knowledge, Mangku y Balinas, who can remove the curses of past sins. This is a caste of priests who can go into a trance and contact the demons who send diseases to people. By contrast to the Mangku priests, we can deviate from the tradition and treat a disease the way we see it. It's a spirit who enters the body from an invisible world. It is somewhat similar to a blood clot, a dark energy clot, which prevents the light from circulating freely within you. According to local beliefs, all illnesses are caused by demons, the servants of the goddess of death. They enter one when they feel hatred, anger, or exhilaration. And sooner or later, they possess the heart and the body. This is only the Mangku or a Balian who can save one from dark spirits. The Balinese trust them in the same way they did hundreds of years ago. There lived a man in a Balinese village who loved to breed cocks for fighting and to bet on cockfighting. All he ever talked about were the cocks. And everything he did was for the cock, as he had no other responsibilities in his life. Even when his neighbors gathered together to discuss the delivering of water to the rice fields, he wasn't there. It is only when Durga, the goddess of death, was celebrated and blood had to be shed on the ground that the proud man was there, fully present with his body and mind. His eyes shined, for his cocks often won and earned more and more money for their owner. Once, the gods sent a demon to this gambler, and he started living without any consideration for the rules set for the people. That is the summary of a Balinese fairy tale which has turned into reality for Ye Vayan Ketut and his family.
It happened that the men of our family have always had a passion for cockfighting. They placed bets not only during festivities but also on illegal sites. People would lose fortunes there. Intense anger and exhilaration takes you by storm and you can't stop. As if some invisible power is holding you. My father lost almost all of our rice fields this way, and nearly lost this house.
Here, the vast fields on those volcanic slopes once belonged to the ancestors of Ye Vayan. Today, only one plot is left from the entire past fortune. Those fields were passed from generation to generation by law. But the father of Yeyan Vian broke the ancient law, the ban from the gods of selling family ground.
My father committed a big sin. His passion for cockfighting nearly destroyed our entire family. And the demons of death that he gave offerings to by shedding the cock's blood eventually made him go crazy. He went crazy when he was old, you see?
The Balinese have always had an insane passion for cockfighting. In most countries, people who like gambling go to casinos to have an exhilarating experience. But there are no casinos in Bali. Gambling is forbidden here. But bloody cockfighting still exists despite everything, disregarding the laws. They take place on Saturday and Sundays. The participants are given the exact time at the last moment. Since those fights are considered illegal, the place is always different. Of course, it is not difficult to find one if determined to do so. However, the local police turn a blind eye to it. A lot of Balinese men are prepared to give everything for a good cock. Ye Vian was no exception. He was proud of his cockfighter the way one would be proud of a hound or an Arabian horse. There is a special connection between a man and a cock in Bali. The owner even talks to the bird in a special language. And so the character of that fairy tale about a gambler that kept himself busy with cocks all day lost to the world around him.
If you are a man, you have to feel special bond with your cock. Then you stand a chance of developing a true fighter. Look how gorgeous he is. His name is Biji, which means red. A true champion. He'll outshine the others. See for yourself.
The father of Ye Vian loved fighting cocks too. He loved them so much that he distanced himself from his family and conspired with the demons. When we met Ye Vayan, he gambled a lot. I remember that once he lost so much that he had to pawn his motorbike. I told him then, you have to choose between your family or the cockfighting.
I really gambled a lot before I got married and had children. But I am afraid even this won't stop me, as it didn't stop my father. My passion is still there.
Yi Vayan's wife realizes the danger and the invisible connection between her husband and the demons of the past, which every now and again manifest in the present. During cockfighting, when dark forces take possession of the soul of Yi Vayan again, he stops being himself. My husband still has nightmares. He often wakes up in the middle of the night shouting. He says that he dreams of having lost our house gambling. To please the evil spirits who occasionally take possession of her husband, Nimaid makes offerings to them in her family temple. Every morning she prays in front of the stupas of the founding ancestors for the gods to protect her family, primarily her husband, Yi Vayan, whose karma was involuntarily marred by his father.
My biggest concern is that I might have inherited the demons of my father, together with his passion for cockfighting. He hardly ever attended religious ceremonies. He never confessed to the Mangku priest, never trusted the Balian healers, and didn't believe in fate. He only believed in the God who lives in the skies. But he never followed the laws of karma and the will of the skies.
Yi Vayan meets the priest of the Temple of the Dead, the only village temple where evil spirits are worshipped, including Durga, the goddess of death.
Our universe is a constant fight of good and evil, life and death. That is why we give offerings and pray to both the spirits of light and the spirits of darkness, as they are part of the integral whole.
Here, next to the walls of this daunting temple, the bloodiest sacrificial ceremonies take place. Cockfighting to honor the goddess of death.
The guile of the demons is that one starts to extol their power and forgets about the giving of offerings to the gods. It becomes vital to please Durga, the goddess of death, which, as they believe, determines whether the cock is going to die or to survive the fight. Gradually, the dark energy of the goddess captures the gambler and his mind through his cocks. That's how it happened with A. Vayan, who started to win too often. I will go to see the Mangku. He asked me to come in the morning. The offerings are there.
Of course, you never prepare them yourself.
Of course, I sometimes do. But if I go picking flowers, who's going to work in the field? Right, girls? The baskets on the left are for the Mangku, right?
Yes. The offerings of the Balinese include incense and fresh flowers, frangipani, which Yiyo Vayan keeps in a closet away from the blazing tropical sun. Those gifts symbolize the transience of our life, the shadow of which is always death. The way to the priest's house goes past the Temple of the Dead, whose walls witness a lot of cockfighting to honor the goddess of death. The peasants bring offerings as a sign of respect for the spirits and for the priest. The appointment is at 10 a.m. It's reminiscent of a confession to a priest.
I hope I won't leave all my money behind, Manku. Yes. That's what their world is like. Don't mess with the spirits of the earth. They indulge in your sordid desires, tempt you. Their pantheon is invisible, but it's big. They are the shadows of your past in your dreams. In my dreams. So all nightmares are coming from them? Yes. I have a lontar which might help you. A lontar? Yes, a lontar. An incantation against dark forces who follow you as a shadow. Do you understand? There are a lot of demons, but you are haunted by one. One? Yes, the lontar says that a person who gambles a lot, for instance, does cockfighting, can lose the human appearance. Demon Durga is responsible for that and may destroy you too. Does she live inside me? It's hard to say. Durga permeates our world when cock's blood is being shed at festivities and ceremonies. But if their blood is shed for no special reason and the demon is being disturbed, she can permeate your soul or stay somewhere close. Can steal your wallet, for example. Bankrupt you. No, my wallet is still with me. So hopefully is my mind.
Having diffused the tension with a joke, the priest picked a special incantation from his textbook, written in an ancient language which the Balinese call the language of the gods. It's vital to reproduce the ancient incantation in the same way that it was read thousands of years ago. That's the key to its magical power. Because a mantra, unlike a prayer, not only holds the meaning, but also holds vibrations of the air, which make Yeovayan listen to the priest.
This mantra will keep the evil spirits away, the demons Bhut, Kal, and Durga, the demon of death. If you follow them, then you will be lost forever. It says that you should drive them away with a broom, your beloved Durga. With a broom? Yes, with a broom. That's true. It's a ritual of the village. Of the village? Yes, of the village. Your spirits are not just your concern. They are a concern of the entire village, which is worried about you. Worried about me? But why? Are my spirits more dangerous than others? They are more bloodthirsty. No spirit is more malignant and bloodthirsty than Durga. Once you tame Durga, you won't be able to get rid of her. Definitely not by yourself. But you have to make a choice, to stay with her or to get rid of her. If you want to get rid of her, then go to the Chada ceremony tomorrow. The whole village will be there. But prior to that, you have to take communion with holy water. Right now? Where? Right here? Yes, right here.
The ritual, which the priest is going to perform, protects from evil spirits and sinister desires. From everything Yeovayan is so afraid of.
Shall I wait here by the entrance? Yes.
This ritual consists of pagan, Hindu, and Buddhist elements. The Balinese refer to their religion as the religion of holy waters. For water is the main conduit between people and gods, an element which allows one to purify one's soul from bad thoughts. The priest charms the water. After the holy water communion, the manku returns to the altar and picks up some rice, a charm protecting one from the demons. He reminds him that tomorrow, regardless of how embarrassed he might be, he has to appear in front of the entire community.
I will be waiting for you at the ceremony.
Nice.
Okay, I will definitely come. Even though it's been a long time since I attended one. I wonder what people will think of me, but I know all of them. It will be all right. Thanks a lot. Goodbye.
The next day, the community members start gathering by the old sanctuary in the middle of the fields. Yiyovayan was the first to arrive. He couldn't sleep all night, worrying what his neighbors would think of him. How ashamed he would be. Despite the fear, he had to regain his honor and the respect of the community.
What will the ceremony be like? What should I do? Everybody will bring offerings and place those at the altar. However, the most challenging part is to follow. You will have to attend the cockfighting and face your fear. What if I fail? Anything can happen. I don't know if you're going to succeed or not. It's only known to the spirits which permeate our world. However, the Lontars say that you have to go through with it. You have to confront your demons.
The priest goes to the forest to talk to the spirits. Here, he enters a special state of mind, a state of tranquility, and prays for them to forgive Yiyovayan and protect him and all the community members from the demons. Then, the elders from the neighboring villages, one by one, utter mantras. They appeal to the goddess of death, in whose honor Yiyovayan shed the blood of the cocks, and ask her to leave them alone. The offerings at the altar should satisfy her. In the meantime, the priest goes into a trance. This is the signal that the doors between two worlds are open again, and the community members should ask the spirits to leave this world and set Yiyovayan's family free. Some are chasing away the shadows of invisible demons with brooms. Others strike bamboo sticks and sing mantras. The louder the better. Otherwise, the demons will not leave this world. Finally, the priest gives holy water to every member of the community. This is a symbol of communion from a single spring which waters all family lands and fields. The trip back of Yiyovayan lies across those fields, the fields which used to belong to his father, who gave away his soul and the soul of his son to the demons. Yiyovayan walks this road alone, silently looking at the fields. Some of them are forming heads, others are just starting to sprout. He carries the water given to him by the priest on his head. Here, in Bali, water keeps the rice fields alive. Canals filled with water nourish those fields from coast to the foot of the Ayung volcano. Arriving home, following the instructions of the Manku, he has to sprinkle all family members with the holy water and give it to the ancestors' spirits. The biggest challenge is still ahead of him. He has to have a final fight with the demons, right in their lair, at cockfighting.
During cockfighting, demons permeate our world again. Whether A. Vayan withstands them this time depends entirely on him, on the strength of his spirit.
The next day, Vayan goes to the place where illegal cockfighting is to take place. He lost his land and won it back dozens of times. Now, Vayan is walking the same road, which he walked for years, to participate in cockfighting, not hearing or seeing anything around him. All his life has been focused around the cocks, and it's still unknown what is going to happen to him. His field, his children if he loses the battle with the demons. No matter how much he wants to get away from them, they are always close, and they seem to be getting closer and closer with each kilometer. Their encounter will be here, not far from the village of Sugawati. The parking is packed with motorbikes. Apparently, those who want to meet the demons are not scarce in Bali. A true celebration of gambling. A bloody feast of invisible demons floating in the air. This is the time when the border between the world of spirits and the world of people nearly disappears. If a person is weak, then they are fast to gain possession of his mind and soul. They permeate the body of the owner as well as the fighting cocks. You should only watch how the gamblers pose when they are watching their cocks fighting and involuntarily imitate the movement of those cocks as if becoming one with them. And it seems that the bloodthirsty demons are permeating Vayan at this point too. There comes the first victim, the first dead cock, the first offering to the goddess of death. Vayan's cock, named Red, participates in the next fight. The fight of Vayan and his demons, making bets again. The hubbub of the crowd. A jump, strike, another jump, one more. Red attempts to get up. Alas, he can't. It was a deadly stroke. Its destiny is settled, as well as the destiny of its owner, who's probably in a hurry to leave the crowd, most probably forever. He suppressed the desire to bet again. He didn't do what the demons wanted him to do. And Vayan's only wish was for the gambling passion, which has destroyed his life, to become as powerless as his dead cock, who just a few minutes ago was ready to kill. To lose and to stop. That was the point of the challenge.
To get rid of the demons, a person has to get rid of what invisibly connects him with their dark world, with something which does not allow him to live peacefully and forces him to keep looking back despite the offerings he brings to his demons and gods. The Manku must have done everything right. He acted in a way which was dictated by the Lontar, the sacred text which we've been following for centuries from one generation to another.
A bit later, Vayan will meet with the priest in the Temple of the Dead. It is time to face the demon who he has been a slave to.
Here is one of those demons. The one on the right is Durga, the goddess of death who people dedicate cockfighting to. Her shadow haunts you in your dreams as soon as the sun sets behind the sea. You now know when she permeates your life. I can't tell you, though, how to avoid meeting Durga in the future. My Lontars are silent about it. Maybe a Balian can help you with it. That's their karma, not mine. Mainku is a priest who is chosen by the gods to hold ceremonies and rituals. He can help to find a procedure in a sacred text. The Lontars, however, he has to follow the rules, and he cannot deviate from them. A Balian is a healer at a different level. He can permeate you when in trance. Just holding your hand, he can see the dark spirits, the spirit of disease, and virtually pull it out of you and throw it away. Only Balians are capable of this.
Whether the demons have vacated the soul of Yeovayan or are hiding in its depth, only to surface at some point, only the most powerful Balian healers can tell, like Ni Maid Sudani. She is believed to possess a unique ability to communicate with the spirits. People come to her when neither doctors nor priests can help. It is hard to explain what it is. Some call it energy, others spirits. Something that does not allow us to live peacefully. That's present there, invisibly. I'd refer to it as an ailment of one's soul. It is similar to a blood clot, a dark clot of energy, which prevents the light from circulating freely inside of you. Our friend is trying to get an answer to a question. Is there a demon hiding inside of him? Following the established tradition, he takes offerings to the house of the healer, since genuine healers never charged for their help. Which village are you originally from?
I am from Bukit Batu.
Ah, Bukit Batu. Come on in.
Thank you, with pleasure.
Ni Maid seems to be studying the stranger. Her brother assists her.
I can't exactly remember when it happened. Once, a maid had a strange fit of fever, and she started speaking some unknown language. When she recovered, she still remembered that language. Furthermore, she can see clumps of light or darkness around people. That is something incredible, beyond explanation.
Like the Manku, the Balian healer was trying to make the visitor feel at ease. Don't be afraid. People often come to me and look at me as if I'm some kind of witch and expect me to tell them all about themselves. In fact, everything is far more complicated. The Balians' practice of healing is not simply a prayer. It's a special ritual that lasts for several hours. To gradually integrate the visitor into the world of spirits, to let him or her listen to themselves. The healer prays to the spirits in a temple room. Yeovayan and the healer's brother take a seat opposite her and start meditating. Ni Maid starts singing. This is a special mantra, an incantation in the language of the gods. The vibrations from her voice intensify, and the drone fills the entire space of the room. It seems to permeate Yeovayan. After a little while, he breaks away from the spirits, holding on to him. And he slowly goes into a trance together with Nimad.
At first, when we were inside the sanctuary, we were praying with our eyes closed. But when the Balian started signing her mantra, I felt a certain state of transparency, and when the silence fell in, I went into a trance. Then, sipping some water, I felt something coming out of me, something dark, yes?
When the mantra is over, Yeovayan goes to the terrace with the brother of the healer, who has to restore the energy balance of the visitor. First of all, his breathing should be tuned so that it is in harmony with the world around him. He utters a small prayer and suggests that Yeovayan lie on the floor to liberate his body from the demons. According to the tradition, only a male healer may touch one's body below the waistline. How do you feel? Do you feel better?
Yes, I am very well.
Now, Nimaid starts the most challenging part of her ritual. She will be leaving her physical body, breaking the connection with everything material.
When the Balian asked me to close my eyes and place her hand on my chest, I felt incredible lightness, and at the same time, as if falling deeper and deeper inside myself, as if it was a dream and I could fly, as if I vacated my physical body, then another body, then more. I saw my village, my house, all my family, and then I came back. I returned to my body, to the state in which I am now.
Nimaid will bring Yeovayan back to the ground, to his physical body, by conducting a water purifying ritual. This time, she needed slightly more water than usual, as well as more time. All in all, it took 4 hours. A ritual based on the religion of holy waters. Agama Titra and the belief of Balian healers. Here, look. This is the holy water for your house, the altar which I saw in your yard during my prayer. Do you understand what I'm talking about?
Yes.
I didn't see any dark clots within you. Your demons are not inside you, but they are close. Do you understand?
Yes.
Are you sure everything is clear to you?
Yes.
When I entered into contact with you during the prayer, I could see everything in your eyes, the yard, the altar. That's what I'm talking about. Do you understand?
Yes.
You should touch your stomach today with this little thing filled with water. And touch your neck a couple of times. And touch your head once, so that all the chakras which were open today do not get plugged with anything dark. That way, it was in your stomach, which has left your body during the trance, I guessed. Do you understand me?
Yes. I felt it.
And here are the last gifts. Water and salt. This is going to protect you from evil spirits. First of all, water. When you arrive home, sprinkle it over the gates to your house 3 times.
This way?
Yes, this way. Take a pinch of salt and throw it on the ground at the gates. Everything will go away. Yeovayan did not expect to receive such detailed instructions on how to deal with the demons, the more so on how to get rid of the shadow of his past.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, too. I hope that all goes well and that you deliver those gifts safely to your home.
I hope so too. Goodbye.
Bye. Yiyovayan waved goodbye to Nimaid, who had other visitors waiting to see her.
I was impressed by how deeply she could look into me. Never before have I experienced anything of this kind. I guess it's because I have always avoided Balians. My father used to say that one shouldn't trust them. It's only gods one should trust. But I trust Balians. I believe in their power. Otherwise, you can't explain what's just happened.
Going past the Temple of the Dead, Yiyovayan finally reached his home, where he had to finish the long ceremony, and finally sprinkles the holy water over the gates where the shadows of the demons might be hiding. Those ones who destroyed his father, and subsequently the entire family. Water and salt. A magical recipe, which is probably over 1,000 years old. Similar to the religion of holy waters, Ahama Tirtha, which is followed by the Balinese. Their sincere beliefs retain the harmony of this amazing world, which dies and reinvents itself again and again.
The ancestors are keeping an eye on us. Their spirits are invisibly present watching if we manage to follow the laws of karma, if we manage to withstand the evil. For the border between light and darkness is relative as the border between night and day. There are no winners and losers in this battle. It's only our choice, our karma, which we sometimes refer to as destiny.
That's probably why Yiyovayan continues to go to the hill behind the ancient Temple of the Dead, where the abandoned field for cockfighting is located. The place where passions which destroyed his father ran high. That's where the border between visible and invisible worlds dissolved. That's where he became a victim of the dark forces, the demon whose shadows haunted him until he chased him out of his soul and his house. Beyond the walls of the Pura Dalam temple, which Yiyovayan is destined to pass every day, Yiyovayan who defeated the goddess of death, or one's own self.